Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining our Navigate a Career Change with Confidence webinar, along with Learn the Basics of Google Docs. So this webinar is courtesy of Grow with Google, and thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you here. We do hope others will join us as we progress. So just to introduce myself again, my name is Paul. Maybe I can put on my video for a moment. So thank you. I would keep my video, if you don't mind, I'll keep it off so that we just focus on the slides as we proceed. So today I would encourage you to have a pen or more, to go to Google Docs and to be able to have something to write down, because you're going to find it extremely useful. And I also encourage you, if you can, probably watch the video again, because we may be a bit fast because of the time. We have about an hour and a half, and we have a lot to talk about. And I would like us to collaborate even as we go. Um, While we're collaborating, I would appreciate if any of you can send me put your Gmail, if you don't mind, maybe a Gmail account you don't use a lot. You can send it to me on the chat so that we can collaborate. So when we go into the Google Docs, you can see how well we can collaborate together. So if I have one or two people who could volunteer and put their Gmail, if for privacy reasons, you may just use a Gmail account that you don't use often. I can drop it on the chat group, and I will use it so that you and I we can collaborate together. All right. So let's look at the agenda, what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be starting by exploring your why. Why do you want to change your career? What are your thoughts? What is leading to the career change? That's the first thing we would like to discuss, your why, the reason, the rationale behind your career change. Then we're going to talk about your values. Um, your values really is, what value do you bring on the table? What is your value? Because a job is an exchange for your value. People see your value and they give you a job. Uh, People don't give people jobs for like fun or just like, you know, a favor. Most times, maybe political jobs could be like that, could be favors. But most times, people give jobs in an exchange for clear value. Then we're going to update um, your resume with Google Docs and just show you what you can do and how you can collaborate. So the whole idea is the webinar really emphasizes, learning Google Docs. So we want to many of us are already very familiar with Google Docs, but I still believe you could still learn, even consolidate the knowledge that you already have. Then we're going to identify and address skills and gaps uh, with where you are and where you want to be. Just look at, okay, this is where I am today. This is where I want to be, and what are the gaps, and how can I fill in those gaps? Then we'll show you how you can make a career plan and see how using artificial intelligence, it can support you in the process, because we're in the era of AI, generative AI, and where you can use artificial intelligence to do a whole lot of things. So we're going to explore the why. Why do you want your career change? But I don't know. So I'm starting with a poll. And I want you to please answer this. The poll is on Zoom. I'll just give you like about a minute to take this poll. Would you like to change careers within the next year? Because probably you don't want to change careers. I don't know. And I'm wondering how many this webinar will be relevant to. So just to see the demographics. So I'll share the results of the poll once we're done. So please, I would appreciate if you can answer so we know perhaps how many people are interested in changing careers, how many people who don't want to change careers, and it will give us like some insights into the demographics here. So please, we would appreciate if you can, you can go ahead and respond to the poll. Just give it a minute thereabout. So please, you could help us to respond. That we would appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. We have 24 responses, so that's good. Thank you for that. And we have about 38 here. If I could have just a few more, and we'll move ahead. Okay, thank you, Mr. Victor, for dropping your email. I'm going to use your email to share, so you and I can collaborate. So please, when it comes to time, I'll allow you to go to Google Docs. Thank you also, Rich. Okay, so I have two emails. Those are fine. So I'd like to collaborate with the both of you when the time comes. So okay. So I think we have a good number. We have about 29 people and we have 41. So about 50 of us has responded. Okay, we have 30. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm going to end the poll now so that we can progress 31. So if you don't mind, I'll just end even if you haven't okay, thank you, Jennifer, promise. So thank you. I have enough emails, so that's fine. I have enough emails now. Thanks for that. So I'm going to end the poll. So let's end it. We have 32 people, and thank you all. We have 33. Okay. So if I end the poll, I'm going to share the results. So I hope you can see the results. So majority of the people who had polled, you can see that 64% would like to change their career. And I did not clarify. This doesn't mean only changing the career to a new company. It could still be your same company. It could still be your same business, but doing something different. Could be your company. If you work for a big company, you could change to a different department or a different division or a different section of the company. Or it could mean totally changing your company to something different, totally different. So I'm happy. I wanted to do this because I wanted to know if this will be relevant, because perhaps people don't want to change their careers. So I do hope that this is going to be relevant to us. So let's go ahead. We have a majority 64 people. So this is a very important slide that I'd like to share with you. Why it's an important slide is because it's going to teach us several things. So this slide, as you can see, it has four circles, and they overlap in some places. In some places, they do not overlap. So if you take A, if you can see A overlaps with what I love and my strengths. But B overlaps with three things. It overlaps with what I love, my strength, and what the world needs. And C overlaps with only two things, what I love and what the world needs. Now, the middle, which you see your new career, it's in the middle, is if you can find all four. Now, this is very difficult to find for most of us, including myself. If you can find all four, will be your ideal in a perfect world. But we know the world is not perfect, right? But in a perfect world, if you can find what you love, what your strengths are, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. If you can find all that together, then you have a perfect career. So I take myself as an example. In the last 2 years, I was in F. So I was in a place that I believed what my company, where I was contributing, or let me say 3 years, the company I worked with, I believe that it was what the world needs. It was a good company. I was well paid for it, and I believe I had strengths. But there was a problem with F for me. I did not love what I was doing. I did not love what I was doing, and I struggled because I didn't like what I was doing. And many people are in that category where they work because they need to survive. They need the finance, they need the money, but they don't enjoy what they're doing. So I left that to be. I still did something that I believe the world needs and my strengths where I am, but I loved it and I'm happy, but I don't get paid for it. I'm not making money from it, but I'm getting fulfillment from it. So you see, the world may not give you everything, but you can target all four, but you need to say, okay, which one is a priority, which one is not. So I'm wondering, would somebody like to unmute? Thank you for all of you shared your emails. Would somebody like to share with us where you are today? In this, which number, in which of these alphabets, or if you are in the perfect career already, or where you are today? Would there be anybody who would like to volunteer and just tell us what your thoughts are, where you are today? Or you can put it on the chat group, or you can speak up. Anybody? Anybody would like to tell us where they are in their careers today? Are you in A, B, C? Okay, I have Mr. Ayodeji Akindulu. Mr. Ayodeji, okay, go ahead. I have
All right,
Idowu
good
B.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good to have you this afternoon. I'm so glad I'm privileged. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing yours. Thank you for being humble enough to tell us your part as well. Okay, for me, I'm doing what I love, though many of the things that I do, which is what I love, I don't get paid for most of it. But I feel fulfilled. I'm happy. My strength, yes, I mean, my strengths, I've been able to harness my strengths to doing most of the things that I'm doing. But I think what is missing for me is what the world needs. I still feel there's a part of me that God has been showing me for a while now. I need to go into that field, add that skill. That's the demands of the world, and that's the future, which is tech. And tech is in phases. So I'm in it now gradually, but I'm not there yet. So I
Excellent.
think that's just a view of mine.
So thank you, Mr. Ayodegi. Thank you for sharing. So it's good that you've identified two areas. Number one, you said you do a lot of things you're not paid for. So we do need money to survive. So it means that sometimes we can, like I am in that category where I do a lot of things I'm not paid for, but it doesn't mean that I'm not also in that transition to see how I can get paid, how I can monetize some value,
Yes.
and I'm
Yeah.
deliberate about it. And what the world needs is very important to create value that the world needs. So it's also good to look at areas. Mentioned a very strong area, which is technology. And I'm going to be showing us some things on artificial intelligence. It's very super easy. I believe that we are all blessed to to be alive in this age, because problems used to be two things. Used to be knowledge and wisdom, meaning you needed the information, then you need to know how to apply it. But today with AI, the problem is no longer knowledge. All so much knowledge is out there in the world. What is now important is how do we apply it? So it's much easier. Um, Before, if you were wanted to write computer programs, you wanted to write an app, you need to go all the way, study programs, PHP, Java, Python. It was a lot of work. But today with AI, you can get the codes in seconds. All right. So that's good. So I would like us to think about it and even watch this later and ask yourself, where are you and how can you move to having all four? Like I said, I don't have all four as I speak to you. But it's something I also want to get, and it's something I believe, like Mr. Adeji, we can all look towards. And I see all of us in the chats, Naomi H, Damiano H, a lot of H, right? Lewechi B. So we're all in different phases. So let's just keep looking at what we can do. So let's go ahead. And we cannot take all these activities, very easily because there is we don't have time. But if you have, if you can, I'm not going to like give a long time. But the idea is, even if you watch this webinar again, is just to help prepare you. So you can write down the best experiences of your career, you know, and list experiences from other parts of your life, meaning that both where you work and like your hobbies or what you enjoy doing. So you can just write them down because those things excuse me, those things are guides. They're going to guide us. Look at your even if you're self-employed, look at the years you have worked and look at, oh, what was my best experience? Or look at the years you have volunteered. Like I already said that some things he does for free. Look at the things you do for free because these are going to guide you in trying to know what to focus on and to guide you on what you do. And I see experiences that moved you or impacted other people, especially things that, were a blessing to other people. So that will be very helpful. Now, another activity you can do is I would have loved to share these slides with you, but Google Grow we only share handouts when we will send the handouts with the follow-up emails when we send you the link to the video. So you may you don't have to watch the video everything, but you can just go through the videos just to remember some of these points. Then you can note which experiences you want to have in your next job. So what do you want? Okay. Um, because it's like a vision, right? What do you want to make impact? Do you want to make money? Because if you are like Mr. Odegi and myself that are not like making a lot of money, but we would like to make impact, it's okay. How can we now monetize some of that? Or do you want to do something you love? For me, I take doing what I love above money. That's my own person, what I believe. I really believe in being fulfilled and making impact. So you need to begin to think of what you want in your next job. Because if you don't have a vision, then you can't get by. You take anything, right? And when somebody offers you a job, you wouldn't know what to do and what not to do because you are in for everything. So it's always good to define what you want. Then if you look at, you know, the things that the first one we spoke about, the things you enjoyed, the things you liked to do and the way you made impact and what you want, and try to see, okay, what are the things in common based on what you've enjoyed before and what you want now. And all this, what are we trying to do? Is just trying to get you focused, trying to get you focused on how to update your CV and try to get you focused on looking at the career paths to change, to move. People people start. The world is so dynamic. People can start up with one set of skill and end up with another. You can start up as a purchasing officer and end up as an accountant. You can start up as somebody who is into human resources and end up in the tech world, into computer science or data analysis or machine learning or whatever. So today you can be confident that people are multi-skilled and you can learn anything if you commit yourself to it. You can learn anything. So now it's to see what your values are. What I mean your values, I don't mean values as in what is your value, not your values. What is your value? To know, okay, what because what do you bring to the table? You want to ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? What am I giving the new employer? Many people, I would always advise, really don't ask people for favors. Don't ask people, please give me a job. Don't ask people, please help me. I mean, that maybe sound very nice and polite, but that's not the right kind of question. The right kind of question would be, this is what I can add to you. This is what I can do for you. This is what I can improve for you. This is how I can help you solve your problems. You know, I I used to state it, I've stated it sometimes, that my first job was like a help. I don't know if you know what a help is like. And I won't call it a janitor. I don't know what you call it. It's like a male nanny, or in Africa you call it like a house help or house boy, you know, or a male nanny, or somebody who serves people. That was my first job. But I was a graduate. I had finished from university. But why was that my first job? Is because the man I worked for, that was what he needed. He needed somebody. He wasn't living with his wife because they were in different cities, but he was a very blessed and influential man. And I wanted him to help me with a job, but I didn't know, I didn't want to just tell him, give me a job. So when I approached him, I said, sir, um, I see your wife is not around, your children are grown up. Can I come and serve you? Can I come and clean the house? Can I come and, cook? Because my mom taught me how to cook, even though I'm a man. So can I come and cook and do something? I said, yeah, he needs that help. So that's what I did. And after a while, he came back and he said, you know what? Um, I know the managing director of this bank, and she's asked me for some recommendations, and I'm giving you a strong recommendation to work, to go to meet her and work in the bank. So that's how I got the job. So, but if I had approached him, oh, help me, you just tell me, see, I don't have anything, can't help you. So a lot of people like to focus on what people can do for them rather than what they can do for people. So you need to see about your values. So now in your resume, and I'm going to show you, we're going to go into, when we're going to go in Google Docs, we're going to like, build some ideas on resumes. So in your resume, you need to see how you can, what we call soft skills. And most soft skills are transferable. So any job you do, whether it's engineering, it's law, it's medicine, it's finance, it's human resources, it's procurement, um, it's IT, you would need these skills here. You need all these skills. So they are both soft and they are transferable. So even if you need to identify what soft skills do you have, because people want to know that, okay, you're good in teamwork, you can work with people, because none of us can achieve success on our own. So I'd like you to write down some of the soft skills you have. I know we don't have time. You don't have to write it. I mean, just if you have a notepad, just write your soft skills. Look over your resume, write down your soft skills. What do you do? Are you good in time management? Do you know how to solve problems? Do you know emotional intelligence? Managing your emotions and emotions of other people. Do you know how to manage stress? Because stress will come. It will definitely come. So these are the things that you can write down. And like I had mentioned, most or all the soft skills are usually transferable, meaning that you can take them to any job you're doing. So let's go ahead and let's make a list of skills you've used in other activities. So also try to make a list. So we're just helping you. I mean, when you're building your CV, these are ideas. You've looked at your soft skills in your job, but even um, because a lot of times, and I encourage you, if you're not big into volunteering, it's very good. You gain a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge by volunteering, by doing free work. It's invaluable because even if you're not paid for it, you learn. Currently, I volunteer in a shelter, the homeless shelter, where I I I I see people who struggle with mental illness, who struggle with homelessness, and I learned a lot. I learned that one of the big things that make people homeless is drugs, drug addiction, substance abuse. But there was one that I did not know. I didn't really know. But when I got there, another thing that could make people homeless, may be surprising to you, is divorce. Is divorce. And people, I didn't know this. I mean, when I walk on the street, I don't know this. But the things you can learn when you walk. So try and include voluntary jobs, because this would help you. Now, as I said, you can watch the video again and write them down. We're not going to give all the time to do that because we want to save time. So the next step, of course, is you would want to, when you are building your CV, and you want to add all these skills that you can transfer. So the skills from your normal job, the skills from your volunteer jobs, all these are transferable skills, and you can put them in your CV, because many people feel that, oh, I'm taking up a new career, I'm not really qualified. No, there are many things like the skills we showed you: communication, problem solving, critical thinking. There are many things you can transfer. So let's look at that, please. So this is an example. So imagine this is a sales team manager, where you see highlighted in yellow. So this person can transfer increased sales, because if you increase sales in this boutique is called an Evoke Boutique. It means you can increase sales if it's an IT company, or if it's a hospital, medical company. So, or if it is a logistics company. So it means that you're good in sales. So you will not, sorry, you will not transfer 15% of the new product line, because that is specific to your company. But the principle of increased sales, meaning that you can increase sales in any of these companies. Then coach a team of 9 to boost sales. It means you're also good in coaching. So regardless of the company you are going to work, coaching is something you can transfer. So in this case, this person is moving from retail to digital marketing, as you can see in the title. But you see that there are skills you can transfer to your new job. So I would like to, this is talking about updating your professional networking profile. So when you update your CV, also update your LinkedIn. To be honest with you, as I speak to you, my LinkedIn, I've not updated it in many years. But okay, maybe that's a lesson for me too. I need to update my LinkedIn profile. So please update your professional profile, especially LinkedIn. Um, we'll appreciate if you follow us on LinkedIn, Faithless University. If you can easily go to our LinkedIn page and follow us up. To find us, if you go to our website, let me just show us that this is our website here. You go to our website, and on the base here, you can see our LinkedIn profile here. So if you click on LinkedIn on the footer, this is our LinkedIn page. Okay. Well, I don't know what it's showing me. This is showing me dashboard. I think there's a problem here. I don't know. Well, it's showing me maybe the admin, but let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah. So here we go. Yeah, so this is our LinkedIn page. You can see the webinar we're going on now. So if you can follow us, we'll appreciate that. And if you can put your profile, you can put us as a school you have attended. If you've attended us, please put us in your profile and follow us. Okay, so thank you for that. So update your professional profile and network. I cannot overemphasize networking. Many times people are discouraged. You go to, I don't know what you use in your country, but a lot of people use Indeed internationally. So you go to Indeed and you keep applying, and or job portals, different job portals, and you're not getting jobs, because a lot of these jobs, they're advertised because companies have a a requirement to be transparent to advertise them. But a lot of these jobs, people already have friends, networks that they would like to fill those positions. So I can tell you the way the world works, unfortunately, not in every case, but unfortunately in many cases, people get jobs based on relationships. Like I told you, my first job, I gave you an example of my first job as a graduate was based on relationship. I worked for a man, and he had a relationship with the bank managing director. And that's how I got the job. But if I went to the bank websites and I was applying, I don't even think I'll get called for an interview. So I'm not saying, okay, but my second job, I didn't know anybody. My second job, I just went and I applied online and I got the job. So I'm not saying you cannot apply online and not know anybody and get a job. But I'm also saying that it's also important when you create relationships, you know people, because human beings are wired to help people they know. That's how human beings are wired. So if you are able to, you know, have professional relationships. Let's say you're an engineer, you join, or a project manager, you join PMP or Prince 2 project manager network, you attend meetings, you talk to other project managers. Most most people would patronize people they know. So I just I can't overemphasize that because of the importance of that. So I know when we have questions, please keep your questions till the end so that we flow through the slides. And at the end, we can have all the questions. So the next thing is to update your resume. So we're going to be doing that on Google Docs. I'll show you that on Google Docs. So let's just look at some principles before we go to Google Docs. And thank you those of you who shared your email. Um, I'm going to use them very soon now. So there are 4 strategies. I think we've done this in another webinar about updating resume strategy. I think we've done this, but no harm, we can, repeat it for emphasis. So you choose a professional format, clean, simple format. And, we just talked about you writing your skills. So you write your soft skills, then you can now write your hard or your technical skills. So if I'm in computer science, I can say Python coding, or if I'm into engineering, or architecture, I can say use of AutoCAD. So those are now area specific. So you write both your skills that are general, soft skills, and your skills that are specific to the job. Then you write examples, like you see what that lady said, 20% increase in sales for the team. So you need to put measurable examples, because many people are not smart. And we're going to look at what smart means. I know we've said it many times: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely or time bound. So if you just say, I made sales, how do we quantify you made sales? But if you said, I generated 20% increase in annual sales from 1 million to 1.2 million, that is measurable, that is quantifiable, and people can relate to that. But if you just say, oh, I made sales, then people may not be able to understand. So I just put on my video a moment just to say I'm still with you, but I'll off it again to focus on the slides. So again, then you tailor your resume to the job description. Very, very important. So if you are applying for a job, let's say as a technician, let's say an electrician, you have or electrical engineer, and you have skills in let's say skills in project management. Yeah, they could be relevant to electrical engineering. But let's say you have skills in teaching young children. You are a master tutor and you can teach young children. Now, including those skills of teaching young children in a job for electrical engineers, it may be off. So that's why people don't know this, that every job should have a CV. Ideally, I know it's hard. You can say, wow, if I want to apply for 100 jobs, does that mean I need to get 100 CVs? Well, sometimes a CV can meet several job requirements. Sometimes you need to really tailor it, because we're going to be looking at it. Nobody is checking. We've said it several times. Nobody is checking your CVs. Most big companies don't. They use the ATS, the application tracking systems. So most times nobody is checking it. So if you think people are sitting and looking at your CV, no. And that is a software. It's like AI. So it will just go. It will look at the job description. It will look at your CV and it will match it automatically. So you can be the best candidates, which many times the best candidates never show up. In fact, this is very painful, because a lot of good candidates never get jobs, not because they are not one of the best, but their CVs, because people don't know you are the best. So the CV is what people know. So the CV doesn't give you the job, but the CV gets you into the room for a discussion and an interview to be considered. So if you are eliminated because of your CV, then it's a disadvantage. So that's why you need to tailor your resume or your curriculum vitae or your profile for the job description. So this is just an example. We're going to go into Google Docs to do that, but this is just an example. I will not spend too much time on that. So it says highlight your skills and accomplishments. Include your most recent work experience. Usually you should start your work experience. So your CV has several sections. You can see it has on skills and on experience and different things, education. But one thing is always good. You can see if you see the slides again, you see it's always good to start with the most recent. Some people start with the oldest job. No, people want to see your most recent job. So it's always best practice. Start with your most recent job, not the first job. Start with the recent job where you are. So that's good practice. And like I said, if something is not relevant, don't include it. Some things may be partially relevant. Like as I said, if you are doing electrical engineering, project management is like relevant to almost every place. So you can include that. But being a teacher of young children, as lovely and as kind as that is, that may not be relevant to getting a job of an electrical engineer. So that may be off. So you try to look at that. Then you can include the volunteer or part-time jobs you have done in your CV. Yeah, so those can also help. But remember that your profile is what showcases you. Then you need to cite examples, the projects you worked on, improvements you have made, and know what you have developed, the impact you have made. You need to cite examples. If you just keep things generic, they don't really make sense. You can see here, you can see that some of these examples are generic and it's not measurable. I manage a team. What kind of team? How many? It's too generic. But look at this one. It says managed a team of 8 employees. That is clear. So I now know, oh, you're a good manager. You can manage 8 employees, from new hires to 15-year company members. Wow, wonderful. Trained 15 new employees in 2 years. Wonderful. Run weekly team meetings with 20 attendees. So you are now putting context. You're now putting measurables. SMART means you are specific, it's measurable. So if we can't measure what you do, how can we know what you're doing? Because it's too vague. We don't know if it's a small company, it's a big company. We cannot put it in context. So measurability, or when you measure things, you help them to put what your achievements are in context. So we talked about tailoring. So look at what I talked about, the ATS, the applicant tracking software. So it's very, very important that you put in you tailor your CV to the job description. And when we use AI, I would use ChatGPT to give you some examples how you can use ChatGPT to help. It's very basic, and or any of the AI tools, Meta, DeepSeek, Claude, Copilot, whatever you're using. So let's do some. So part of this webinar is to do some training in Google Docs. I did say that because these webinars are courtesy of Google, Grow with Google, and we are happy and we are proud to be a partner with Google. So I'm going to show you that, and thank you for those of you who dropped your emails. So I'm going to open a new tab here. Let me just open, this is just it's an email that I could use. And so either your email or your Drive. So this is Google Drive. I could have opened my Google email, Google Drive, Google email, any of them. So your top right, you see Google Apps, where you see these 9 boxes. So in these 9 boxes, just look for Google Doc. I know many of us are already experts in using Google Docs, but I still believe you can learn 1 or 2 things, even if you're an expert. So you can see Google Docs here, you open it up here. So when you open Google Docs from those 9 buttons, it comes here, and you can see template gallery, something on top here, template gallery. You open it up, and you can see different templates on resumes, which is what we're interested in, on letters, on personal, on projects. So there are different templates you can see. So let's take this template on resumes and let's take this one, Coral. So Coral, so we click it here. So this is a template on Google Docs Coral. So let's look at what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to sign in. Okay, I believe you can sign in. We've just created a document here. This is a document. I can rename it here. I can call it, let me just look for anybody's name here. I can say resume. I'll just look for if I can find any name. Promise, associated resume promise. Resume promise. I can rename it here. So we've done that. And it says that we can explore editing. So most of the editing, we can't do everyone here, but you can see most of the editing are on this bar here. So you can see these colors. If I highlight these colors, I like to change them here to blue. So I've changed the colors. The color is here. I like to bold this word, the streets. Click it here, can bold it here, and I can bold, underline, and italic it. So those are the three things I've done. So most of them are here. I like to increase hello bigger. It's 14, and I want to make it bigger, 20. So I've done that. So this is just explore the things here, right? This tool you can see is just for different edits. Then I would like to change the font. Like this font here is Lato. I want to change it to Arial. I like Arial. So I've changed it to Arial. So this is now Arial. I've changed the font. Then I would like to change these bullet points here. You can see bullet points here. I like this one more. So I've changed the bullet points here. I've changed it. So you can see I've pretty much edited a lot of things. I could even link, I like to link this to our website. So I click it here, look at the link, and I'll say link to flu.education. And I'll say apply. So that when I click here, you can see the website has come up. It links it to our website. So those are basic edits in Google Docs. So you can edit your resume. Of course, you can type and say, I want this to be a good session, whatever, So that's editing on Google Docs. Let's see the other things it says Google Docs can do. We can share a document. So this is what I really like is the collaboration. And I'm going to go that. So I'm going to use the emails that you guys sent to me. I had a lot of emails. Wow, I had a lot of patronage. So let me just send, let's say 3. So I want to share. So I come here, I click share. I have this person. I'm just going to share the first 4. So if you're in your email, please join me. Join me as I share with you. So I'm going to make all of you editors. I know many of us already know this, but so let's say I want to edit my CV and I want to get my friends to help me to make it better. It may not be your CV, it may be an official document. Okay, so I have these 4 people. Thank you. I have Richie, Krish, Jennifer, and Promise. So I'm making you editor. So I could have made you only a commenter, so you can only comment. You can't change. You could have made you a viewer, so you can only view. You cannot comment. You cannot change. But I'm giving you the highest editor. And I just say, hi, guys. Even if you're a lady. Sorry. I know okay, let me know. Okay, hi, lady and guys. Please help me review my resume. Thanks, Paul. All right, so I send it to you. So you guys should get it soon. Once you get it, it will come from an email. Email is called Precise Web Marketing 1. It's just an email I use for, when I want to just teach or do things. All right, so I've sent it. So I expect them to come on board very soon, how we can collaborate. But as I'm waiting, when they come on board, you will see their email comes here. As I'm waiting for them to come on board, so I've shared the document so we can edit together. Let's see what we can edit together and how we can, like chat or make comments. So here, I can make a comment here, let's say, and I can put a comment. So look at show comments. There's no comments. I can add a comment. So I can even add it here. You can see this add comment. So if I highlight something here, you can see here add comments, and I can say add comments. So I can say Krish, can say at so I put the person yes at Krish. So this is Krish. So I say at Krish, can assign this to him. Please help me improve this section of my resume. So none of you have joined. Please join so that I can see you have joined. So I can assign this to Krish, and I say go. So I've assigned this to him. Let me refresh in case any of you have joined. So all the emails I've sent, nobody has joined. Let me share with more people. Please, can anybody join? If can more people join? I just want you to join so that you can use your smartphone or something. Just for I have that. I would like somebody to join so that we just look at it together. So I'm adding more people. So any of you can join, please. Just for us to edit, just once you join, we'll see you that you've joined here. So I can put that. And once it's resolved, you can say mark as resolved, or Crit can mark it as resolved. So nobody has joined yet. I would have loved somebody to join just for us to see an example. Then let's see what we can do again. I've added comments. I can chat. I can use suggestive mode. Okay, so let's come back to the resume. Okay, thank you. So Krish has joined. You can see Krish is here. Krishna has joined. So thank you, Krishna, for joining. So as Krishna has joined, I can chat with him. I can come here and I can chat. You know, um, sorry, this, uh, um, just, just a moment, please. Okay, here, yes. Okay, reopened. Okay, I think this is the chat here. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, not the comments, the chats. Okay, so this is the chats. Let me see. This is the chats. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, so it's supposed to be here, but I don't know if I saw that chat group again. I'm trying to find that button. I'm trying to see where my chat button is. Okay, I can see a chat. Yes, he says this is it. Okay, he's saying yes. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So thanks, Chris. Thanks, Krishna. You are a great guy. Um, please help me complete the work by tomorrow. Thanks. So I'm still chatting with Krishna and I say reply. Okay, so beautiful. So you can see we can chat together. So we are working together. You can see his also is here. Or I mean, he can help me, can jointly work on the documents on the CV together and work. I have another person here too. I have Chukwuka Fidelis. So Fidelis is also here. So thank you. Can assign this place to Fidelis. Imagine this is my work here. And I can say Chukwuka. Okay, sorry, I didn't put at. Chu I don't know. Okay, I need to get his right name here. So okay, I can just copy his email here. I can just say at him. Yep. Okay. Thanks. Please review this part. And I assign it to him and we're good. So I have Krishna I have Fidelis. We're all working together. And I have Promise. Thank you, Promise, for also joining. So that's just the idea. So let's see if any of them have made any change. Imagine I want to know. Okay, so I can do it, and as they work on it, they can resolve it. But the last part you can see here. Oh, sorry, this I need to go back to. Um, sorry, I need to go back to my slide. The slide where I have it here. Okay, okay, okay. So the last part is, you can use suggestive mode. Imagine they want to here. Imagine they just want to suggest. Okay, sorry, this is revision history. Okay, sorry, I'm just. Uh, sorry. So they can suggest. So under editing here, they can suggest. So maybe they are not sure they want to change. They can say, okay, worked worked in an IT firm from 2025 till date, whatever this means, from, let me say, from January 2025. So this is a suggestive mode. So you can see it's in green. So I can come here and I can accept their suggestion. So a suggestive mode is like it's in draft. Maybe they don't want to make a change because they don't know if I will accept the change or if I like the change. So they can use suggestive mode, is what you like call like the draft mode, so that I can, if I like it, I can say, okay, good, I like it. So it turns back to black, turns back to the normal color. Then the last point on Google, using Google Docs, a basic point on using Google Docs. So you can use, and Google Docs are free, so you can collaborate, use it, to people to help you to do things online, contracts, projects, and it's the same, right? Whether Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, whatever, all of them, the 9 boxes here. If you had opened here, you see all the Google. If you can, if you could use slides, you could use sheets, you could use docs, all of them are shareable. They have maybe not exactly like this, but the same principles. So I can go to file and I can go to revision version. So I want to see everybody that has revised. Imagine Promise deleted something and he didn't tell me he deleted it. And he's probably saying he doesn't know who deleted it. I can just come here and I can find different versions of the documents, but I can see the revision versions. So you can see that um, Promise has today only Promise and I have done something on it. You know, by 9:40 it was only me. By this time it was myself and Promise. So yeah, it's probably just Promise and I that have have maybe touched something. You can see Promise's name here. So it says total of 3 edits. So you can see who revised it. And you can go to an older version. If you prefer this version, you can see this version. Can go here and I can save it before I move to this version. So if I prefer an older version, maybe I want to revert because I don't like the changes that were made and I cannot figure it out, I come here to the older version. So this is just about Google Docs and how you can use it, to improve your CV. So let's go quickly because of our time. I'm back to why we are here, which is, the main topic, which is around, navigating a change in career. So now you need to identify and address your skill gaps. So imagine, like I said, I'll take questions at the end, if you don't mind, once we're done. So imagine you are happy, you've seen a job you like, so you need to now tell yourself, okay, what's the next step? So you need to compare the skills that the employers are seeking to your work experience and your transferable skills. So you already have some skills you can transfer. You can transfer a lot of your soft skills like communication, like problem solving, like emotional intelligence. But then you can transfer some of your hard skills, maybe like you're good in coding or you're good in counting or you're good in project management, but there are some skills in your new job that you don't have. And that's what you call your skill gap. So you have to say, okay, this is what I am today. This is where I want to be. What do I need to get to where I want to be that I don't have? That's what you call the gap in your skills. And I'll show you how you can use AI to do that when we get there. So it says to address the skill gaps, make a plan to gain skills. You know, you can gain skills through study. What are you doing? By you coming for this webinar, you are gaining skills, right? So there's so many free webinars. I'm a lover of YouTube. I can go to YouTube and learn. You can enroll in some classes. You can get some coaches. Maybe you're the type of person who doesn't like to do self-learning and you prefer to have a tutor or a coach. So you could, pay people who are knowledgeable in the area and, upskill yourself. And you can get so many things through AI, so many things through YouTube, so many free resources online. Like as I said, the problem of the world is no longer wisdom, is no longer is no longer knowledge and wisdom, it's only wisdom because the knowledge abounds in the world. I mean, there's so much knowledge out there that you can find today. So then that's you can also gain real world experience because many employers don't want just theoretical skills. So let's say you've upgraded yourself, and that's why I said you need to watch the video again, try your hands on Google Docs, write down the things you want to do. So let's say in the real world, people want you to also have that experience. They don't want just a situation where, oh, I know it theoretically, but if I see the problem in real life, I can't even address it. So, and maybe you can't get a job because you need nobody's giving a job because you don't even have the skills in the first place. So a good place is to volunteer, to volunteer and ask people that can I even work for free. You can also do some kind of internship, some kind of part-time programs, and people are more open to allowing you when it's for free, right? If they have to pay you, they will be reluctant. But if it's clearly for free, and it's clearly for a defined time, say, please, I want to gain experience for 1 month in your company or in your industry. I would appreciate if you could give me a chance. And the person says, okay, fine. And if you are committed, even if you are not paid, but you are committed, you are serious. Some people have even gotten jobs because they were very committed in their volunteer services. But some people are not committed and they just feel, well, after all, I'm just a volunteer, but so I won't take it serious. But if you take your volunteer serious, you come to work on time, you're committed, people see the passion, then they are willing, you may even get a job even in that company. So that's one way you can get experience. And also you can speak with experts, right? People who are knowledgeable in that area. I recalled one of my daughters who is in grade 11, so hoping, trusting God to get to university soon. I, she's still trying to make up her mind. And so what I did is that, okay, I have my family members, my friends who are doctors, who are engineers. So I tell her, go and talk to them, So you talk to people and find out if you can connect to it. So those are some of the things. So you can also ask for informal interviews. I don't know if this works in every climb, but what is an informal interview? It's an interview that you are the one asking. It's not formal. They are not giving you the job. It's more of you are just showing your interests in the company, and you want to maybe speak with the manager or speak with the HR rep just to know about the job. It's informal. It's at your own request, right? It's not the company interviewing you. They may never even give you an official interview. So you could just ask, sometimes you write a letter, sometimes you find somebody in the company and say, okay. And many people have gotten jobs because of informal interviews, because by the time you get an insight from the informal interview and you get to the real interview, you find out that you will do very well in the real interview because the people in the informal interview have given you, prepared you. Please don't go for an interview that you're not prepared for. It's not wise. It's better not to even show up. If you want to go for an interview, understand the company, understand their products, understand what they want to do, prepare for it. And if you know somebody that works in the company or even is doing the job or the manager of the job, speak to the person. Because if you can get those insights, you will definitely do better. But when you go for an interview with just like that, it's very difficult, right? So you need to have that, background. So sometimes people can ask for that. So this is our final section. So we're getting soon to the question and answer. Just bear with us. So now you've gotten all this. You know the why you're looking for the job. You looked at your value, what you bring on the to the table. You looked at your skill gaps. No, you've updated your resume. You've now looked at your skill gaps. Now finally, you need to have a plan. They say when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you now need to have a plan. If you really want to change your job in 1 year's time, then you need a plan. And that's why I said you could do a lot of writing down. Unfortunately, I can't give you all that time now. But as you write down on your own and you go back and you watch this webinar and you write some things down, it will all come to place. So you need to write down your career goal. What are you looking at? What do you want to do? You can be, for instance, you want to start your own business, you want to be a real estate manager, you want to do user experience design or whatever. What do you want? Because it's all starts with what you want. Like if there's no vision, you can't go far. You can't achieve anything great in life without a clear vision. So, and that vision is your right. It's not like somebody's going to put their vision or force a vision on you. You have to say, this is what I want. And if you're not sure what you want, you consult, you ask. And by the time you ask people, you consult, you pray. Okay, we're faith-based, right? So I didn't say a lot about spirituality, but for me, when I was getting that job, I told you, I definitely prayed because that was a miracle. I was like, somebody's uh um whatever butler or house help or janitor, and I got a job to work in the bank. So I definitely believe in the spiritual, and I believe that it is God that gives us the power to create wealth. It's God that gives us the opportunity. It's God that gives us the favor to succeed. So I strongly believe that no matter the effort I put in, if God doesn't reward that effort, it will not come to anything. So that's my own personal belief. So you need to have a goal. What goal? What do you want to do? Yes, Rachel, I will allow you to ask your questions. I'm gonna allow everybody to ask questions. Just keep those questions down, write them down. We're going to go into the questions. So in your goal statements, you start on what are those goals? They need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So let's look at an example very quickly. You need if I can see a goal statement. So let's say you know exactly what you want to do. Let's say you want to be a realtor. So a goal statement could be, I want to be a real estate agent. For instance, I'm just giving that as an example. I want to be a real estate agent. That's a clear goal. It has to be clear that that's what you want to be. What is the time? You need to know when the goal will be met. I want to be a real estate agent in the next 1 year. Many of you said 1 year. So I want to be a real estate agent in the next 1 year. You have the power to complete the goal. Sure, I'm healthy. I'm going to take some courses. I'm going to build myself. I have my auntie that's a realtor. She's going to coach me. It's irrelevant. You need to hit the goal. Um, so, I mean, yes, because it's a passion. We have family real estate, so I can manage my family real estate and also be a real estate agent. And of course, time bound, it has to be like 1 year. I mean, you have to put a time. So if I can say measurable, maybe I have to have a license. How do I know I'm a real estate agent? I have to get the license. In many so in some countries, in many African countries, I mean, you don't need a license. Anybody can sell real estate. But in a lot of developed countries, you can't just sell real estate. You have to write exams and become licensed before you can sell. But whatever you want to be, try and make it smart so that it's achievable. Uh, so write your smart goals after the workshop, after this webinar. Write your smart goals down. Remember what they mean. You have to be specific on what you want. You have to measure it. How do you know you have achieved it? You have to have all these ingredients to make sure that you've achieved it. So let's now use AI to update or create a CV. It's very um easy, So let's say I have a CV. So I'm going to just look for, a CV online. It's not my CV, just for hypothetical examples. So let me just take any CV, I find online. So I just come here and open, there's this CV template. Yeah, so let me say I'm taking a CV of a virtual assistant. So a virtual assistant is somebody who helps people virtually to do their job, like a remote office assistant, helping them file, helping them send emails, helping them to, to contact clients, like doing secretary work, doing admin work virtually. So this is a virtual assistant template. So this person has worked in Resume, Worded, Amazon. So it looks very nice. So it already looks very nice. So I can just copy this. So let's say this was my own CV. And let me go to ChatGPT. So I can write a prompt and I can say, improve this CV for me. So it's already nice, but let me write my name. Let me just say my name is Grace John. I can say improve this CV for me. Make it modern and compelling. So you can just put your CV on ChatGPT and it asks you to improve it. So you can see. Look at what the CV looked like before. It looked like this. It's not bad. It's already good because this is a good template already. But I don't know. Let's see. So it has tried to improve it. So with your normal CV, you can ask ChatGPT to improve it. Education and certifications. I think it's almost the same thing. You can see education here. Let's see how the education looks like. So it didn't put certification. It just said education. Okay, it didn't say certification, you see? So the way ChatGPT wrote it makes it maybe look a bit better. Yeah, made some improvements. Maybe not much because what I already gave it is good. Say modern, efficient, impact driven. So you can just do that on ChatGPT. Then let's say I wanted a job. Let's say virtual assistant jobs in Florida, indeed. So let's come here. Let's say I wanted to apply for a virtual assistant job in Florida. I just open up here. Let me just see if I can grab any virtual assistant job. So this is virtual assistant social manager, um, remote legal assistant, executive assistant. So let me look at this job, Tetra Tech, admin assistant, Tetra Tech, remote in Maitland, Florida. So let me look at this one. So what I can say, I can copy this here. So what I want to do now is I want to identify my skill gaps. I want to identify my skill gaps. So I can come here and I can copy this job. And I can go back to ChatGPT, and I can tell ChatGPT here. Okay, let me close this one. So it's giving the job, and I can say identify the skill gap. So I want to know what I don't have between my CV above and this job description. So I want AI to tell me what is the difference between what I have and what I don't have, what I want. Let's say I really want this job of virtual assistant in Tetra Tech in Florida. What is the difference? So I put that here. So let's see how AI is going to help me. Missing experience in SharePoint. You see? The job description specifically requires proficiency in SharePoint. SharePoint is Microsoft SharePoint. Gaps. You have experience with other Office productivity tools. So I have Google Workspace, Trello, and Asana, but I lack SharePoint. So this is a gap. I need to get SharePoint. Temporal and contract-based role. Your CV reflects full time. So this role is a temporal role. Am I really interested in a temporal role? You know, so that's something I can look at. Another gap is data collection and time-sensitive tracking. The role involves collecting, entering, and tracking and maintaining confidential and time-sensitive data, in particularly timesheets. Your CV highlights data management and process automation, but does not specifically mention time-sensitive employee data. So this is, since I already have time management, can easily go to my CV and see if I can upgrade it. This is my if I go back to the updated CV, look at this CV here, can look for my time management and say, okay, let's say I don't have specific payroll or human data. It's not a big deal. I can just go and study it, or I can just ask maybe my community, my church, like, can I just have a look at how you guys manage your time, your time data for um for your employees, and they will show me, and I'll now update my CV with it. Some of them are not big deals. It's not something like I like. It's a very, very big deal. So I will. So look at how it has summarized it. Look at all the gaps. Look at all the solutions AI has given me. Lack of contract, no explicit mention of handling time sensitive data. What should I do? Add bullet emphasizing experience with confidential records. So yes, I would just say I have confidential records. I've kept records. If I don't have it, so I don't lie, I can go and learn it and come back here so I don't lie. It says calendar management framework as automation rather than coordination. Adjust phrasing to highlight direct scaling experience so I can adjust it. So you see how AI has helped me to see where are my skill gaps. Remember, we spoke that you need to identify uh, your skill gaps. So when we talked about the skill gaps. So let's see what AI can help us to do again. How about interview questions? So let's go back here and say, okay, kindly, oh, not, yeah, you don't have to be polite because it's not a human being. So I wanted to say kindly. I just say, give me 5 common interview questions. Uh, for interview questions for this job. So let's see. Say here are 5 common interview questions for admin assistants. Can you describe your experience with managing schedules and coordinating calendars for multiple shareholders? So it's not only giving me the questions, it's telling me what they are looking for as a good answer. So tip, highlight your experience using Google Calendar, Outlook, or scheduling software. So Microsoft Outlook, yes, or Google Calendar. These are the 2 that are usually used. So it has told me that can highlight that. It now asks me again, how do you ensure accuracy and confidentiality when handling time sensitive or confidential data? So when you ask me a question like this in the interview, it has something in its mind that the interviewers want to get. So I have to answer it in a way that they will get what I will address what they want. So it's giving me another tip. Mention any experience working with sensitive information, such as financial records. So sensitive information like your bank data, financial records, employee timesheets. So employee timesheet is sensitive. Anything to do with employee like salaries is sensitive information. Something that has people's name, their phone numbers, their emails, their social security numbers, or their national identity numbers, their passport numbers, all those are sensitive data. So I'll just say, yes, this is what I have done. So you can see how it has given me, so I can use AI and also prepare for the interview. Now, this is not perfect. I'm not saying that you should not ask a real human being. These are generic because this may not be what they will ask you in the interview. But at least it has given me an idea to prepare for the interview questions. So I can now finally ask it if I want to plan. I can just ask it a question and say, please help me plan my career from what I have given you. Make the plan in steps and keep it short. I don't want a long plan because ChatGPT can make things very long. Career plan for Grace John. So this I should strengthen my current skills within the 6 months. I should learn shared points. I should gain timesheet experience, improve documentation. Okay, so I didn't tell it something. No, I said, let me. So it's too long. I didn't tell it something. So I want it to do something. Um, I I I can't wait for. I want to change it in 2 years. Within a year. So let me refresh this. Sorry. So let me say please give me a 1 year impact plan. I don't want 5 years. So because most of us, my agenda is to change it in 1 year. So 1 to 3 months can let share point, automate repetitive tasks. These are my skill gaps. Expand my responsibility and processing improvements. I can look at leadership, you know, then a certification. Maybe I don't have a certification. Maybe in project management that will help me update my CV and everything. So within 1 year, AI has given me my plan. So you can see you can use AI to do a lot. So, yep. So a recap, explore your why you want to change your job, get clear on what you are bringing, your value. Forgive me, I put including networking, but the whole idea is I just want to emphasize networking. Update your resume. I showed you in Google Docs. Identify and address your skill gaps, what you're missing and what you need to do. Make your career plan like what you just did. And of course, use AI to support you. You don't have to use only, you can use DeepSeek. DeepSeek is also very good. Could you have used DeepSeek? You can use Meta AI. Meta is also very good. This is Meta AI. There are several of them. You can use Gemini. Oh yes, I have to say Gemini because Gemini is Google. So we are Google partners. So sorry, you can definitely use Gemini. Gemini is Google AI generative AI tool. So we're done, and let's go now with the questions. So um, we have a lot of questions, I believe, and I had a hand up, but the hand is down. So please, can you raise up your hand again if you have your questions? And if I see any questions on the chat, I would respond to them. So, and thank you for all who just dropped your emails helping me. Um, And yes, you have the record. The record will be sent to everyone so that you can. I would definitely want you to go through it and write some of these things down and plan it. So definitely, this is one of the webinars that you need to go and watch again so that you can really help you to navigate how you want to make the job. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, the emails were just, you don't need to drop your emails again. They were just for me to use as an example. So I see a lot of people drop their emails. Uh, okay. Yes, even if you join late, we'll still consider your attendance. It's okay. So you can access the lecture notes once. We don't have we'll send you summary, what we call handouts, but we'll not send you the full slides because Google doesn't permit us to send the full slides. But you can watch the video and get the information. I'm just looking at the points. Does anybody have a question? I thought there would be many questions. Okay, you don't need to put your email, please. You don't need to drop your email. No need to drop your email. You don't need to drop your email, please, because your email, I just use the email to try to demonstrate how you could share information on Google. By you writing your name, that's how we track your attendance. So Zoom automatically is taking your attendance, and that's how we will give you your certificate that you attended this particular webinar based on the name you wrote on Zoom. So if you are using iPhone or Samsung, it will not work. Please write your correct name so that we can identify you when you request for your certificate. And remember, if you go to our website, just to remind us how to request for your certificate, if you go to our website and you go to the bottom here, you just see how here you can make a request for Google certificate under partnering, Google webinar certificates. You just click here and we'll update it and you tell us it's a drop down. You'll see by the end of today or later on, you'll see the one for February and you request it and Hassan will send them to you. Okay, Rachel, so go ahead. Thank you for raising your hand. Oh, Rachel Emmanuel, please go ahead with your question or comments.
Hello.
Yeah, Rachel, we can
Hello.
hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good
I
afternoon.
have two questions. Yeah, I have two questions. The first one is,
Yeah, please.
let me say, I just finished a course on data analysis, and I know I'm good. Like I know what I can do when it comes to
Great.
analyzing a data. So it happens that I found a job along the line, and this particular
Congrats.
job I found. So it happens that the employer is looking for someone who have experience of 2 to 3 years, which I don't have because I just finished learning the course. So what will I do? How can I convince that employer that I know what I can do? That is number one question. So number two question is you talked about some like adding faith-led university in our LinkedIn profile. So I want to ask a question. Like, what is the name of our certificate? We have a diploma, um, bachelor's degree. So what is the name of our certificate if we should add it on our LinkedIn profile? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Rachel. Wonderful questions. So for data analysis, I'm happy. Congratulations, and I'm happy that you developed yourself. So I mean, in everywhere, ethically, even if you are not Christian or faith-based like us, even if you are atheists, lying is not good. Although the world is evil and a lot of people lie on their CVs, but I would strongly, like I tell you, I believe God is the one that uplifts people. So you don't need to lie. So you don't have the years of experience, but you have the knowledge and you can demonstrate. So why are they asking for years of experience? Is because they want to be sure that they are not dealing with rookies. They are not dealing with novices or people they don't want to waste their time. So what you could do is by demonstrating strong passion and showcasing your skills, that could help. So if I were in your shoes, first of all, I would pray about it. That's my own take. Then secondly, some of the things I have done in data analysis, I would take raw data, I will analyze it, I will draw insights from it, I will show them the one that I analyzed on my own, I will show them the one that AI helped me to analyze, I will draw insights from them, package it for one or two places, and I will send to them. Let's see if I have an email or I can put it in my CV as notes. And many times they allow you to do additional notes. As I look at the project I worked on, I don't have extensive experience, but I have done this and send it. Then as many people as emails that I have, I will send them emails. I know of a lady who, like you, the the qualification was you have to have a financial planning license, meaning you have to be certified. She was not certified, but she wrote them and she wrote to about in a bank, she wrote to about 10 people in the bank, and she told them that in 1 year she'll get her certification, but that she's passionate about the job. And when the human resource manager was saying, he said that, how can one lady sending us so many applications? It's crazy. This lady must be very desperate for this job. Okay, let's hear her out. So they called her and said, you're not qualified. She said, yes, but she's very committed and serious. And that within 1 year, if the employer, she will get that license, but she's very competent. And they gave her the job, and she did get the license within a year. So your passion will help you, number one, your ability to showcase it. And of course, I believe the favor of God will help. So those are my thoughts. So on the certificate, so this is just a webinar. This is not a certificate I'm telling you to put on LinkedIn. I'm telling you that if you're a typical student, if you've done any of our courses, so there are certificates in Office, in both certificates in MOCM or the Google certificates, or you have done our MBA. Those are the ones. I'm not saying people just attend this webinar. This webinar is not you're not a student. This is just like we have a relationship of you attending our webinars and you can demonstrate it. So the certificates I was talking about were the ones that minimum you spend 3 months studying with us, and many of them are free. Or you go to our website. If I open our website again here, you go to our program pages. If you click here, program pages, So if you have done any of this is what makes you a student of ours.
Okay.
If you have done this, not this, what is love is just is you can even we gave you a certificate, so we can even say you are somehow our student. We can still let this go. So that's what we mean by certificate. But this is just a 1.5 hour webinar. Yeah,
Okay, sir, please, sorry, don't be offended. Let me just say something. Like
sure.
these boats, I attended the program, though I've not gotten any certificate. We are just the last set who attended that program.
Yeah, you will
These
get your
three.
certificates. Yes.
Yeah,
So
what is the name of it? What is the name
so
of
that
that
it,
certificate?
that certificate is called certificate in business admin. That's what it's called. It's called certificate in business admin. So a 3-month course is certificates. A 1 year to 2 years is called a diploma or an associate degree. A 4 year is called a bachelor's, or a 3 or 4 years is called a bachelor's. So if it's just 3 months, it's
Okay.
not usually a diploma. It's usually a certificate course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Okay, we have just 4 minutes more. Does anybody have any further comments, questions? Let me check the chat group. I have a question. Richard has said, okay, how does one best rectify a CV with poor working experience or long gaps in work experience? Good question, Enoch. If you have poor working experience, what you can do is you can ask AI to make it nice. So if, let's say, I was like the example I used, I told you I was in Africa, you call it house help. So that was a house help, like just doing a janitor. But I could make it, I will call it a better word. I won't say a butler. I could say that I was a professional. Okay, I was a housekeeper, you know, but I could say I was a professional attendant, or give it a nice word. I don't know what word to use. But if I go to AI, just to think, um, give me a better word for a housekeeper. Give a better word, a better and professional word. Professional word for a housekeeper. Word for a housekeeper or a house help. This is what actually a house help or a housekeeper. But let's see what AI says. Um, okay, I could call it, you see, residential assistant. You see, nice words. So I won't go and say I'm a house help, a housekeeper. I'll call it home operations manager. Can you see? So by the time you put it home operations manager, I've not lied, but I've given it a nice word. Or I will call it a residential assistant or a home support specialist. But I was just actually a house help. I was cleaning the house, I was cooking food. So you try and use nice words to showcase what you have done. Number one. Then those gaps, that's for the first point. Then for the gaps, what I would suggest is I believe you were doing something in those gaps. So consider them as volunteer. Let's say in those gaps you were in the church, in those gaps you were studying. So try and show productivity in those gaps that, oh, I took out time. I was in the community service. I was serving my community. Oh, I took out time. I was pursuing my master's degree. So those are the things that will make it nice for the gaps. All right. Okay. Okay, thank you for every country, and thank you for your thoughts. So we're done. I don't have any. Okay, I have George. Let's take the last question. George
Yeah,
Arifa.
good afternoon. I'm George from Ghana.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, it seems my network was jamming, so I didn't hear you. You were talking about the courses that the courses that we've taken from the Faith University that we can add it to our certificate. And I wanted to be
Yes.
sure if the certificate course that we do qualifies that we can also put it on our resume as well as updating our Facebook educational qualification and those stuff. So I wanted to be
We
sure.
we want you to do that. We want you to do that. We want you to do that. That's what we expect. I don't know if I can see. I was trying to open the LinkedIn here. I was trying to open the one of the LinkedIn profiles, but that's really what we want. We
Oh,
want you
okay.
to do that.
So
Yes,
what are
because
some of the other courses that we can add it to it as educational qualification apart from the certificate?
no, so all these courses on the website, I mean, as many courses you can do online, you can add them or real life. But we're saying that everything here, the things here that we have under our programs, for us, you can add them. For us, you can add them, and you can see students. Let me see if there's any of our students here who had commented. Let's see some of these students. So Rushomi Ulomi, let's look at this guy's profile. This is one of our students, or one of, I think he used to be a master student. Oh, sorry. Okay, you can see him has added us to our profile. So he went to Arise Community Pre and Primary School. Then he also went to Faith Leeds University. So he's added us to our profile. So you just add it. So let's see what he added in for Faith Leeds University, because he just added us, but I don't know what course. So look at what he did. So Faith Leeds University, Masters of Business Admin, you know. So which is this course here? Is this one here he added? The MBA here. So you can add any of this course. I think I will change this course to certificate what is love, so that it looks like a certificate course. This is a very short course, but any of this one is from Google. This one is Google certificate. So this one is very nice. If you do it, if you are a student, you have access to this Google certificate. And you know, Google certificates are very powerful. You can use them and get jobs. This is very powerful, internationally recognized certificates. And we say we give it free to our students once you have finished any of these our courses. But we don't give it to anybody because we know people will abuse it. So that's it. You can see this is a student that added it. So we want you to add it, and you can see he put it in the profile. So that's how it works.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you. We took some extra minutes from the 1.5 hours, but we'll send you the videos. I do hope that you will go back, watch it, and keep improving yourself. And in 1 year's time, you will be, by God's grace, prepared to, change your career, even if it's within your company. You don't want to change company, or if it's a new company and you really want to change. I believe that if you plan it and you follow these guides, it will help you. And I wish you a great day. I have a Chukwuemeka Lewechi. We are done. So I would say people are free to go. We are done, but Chukwuemeka, I will stay behind. Go ahead and answer your question, whoever wants to stay. But we're actually done. So Chukwuemeka, go ahead. I'll take your question.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
not hearing you.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
go
sir.
ahead.
Just can you hear me
Very
now?
good. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Just a quick question. For
Sure.
application for the Faith Leeds University, is it open? Like, is it free, or are there like parts where we need to also pay for? Because I'm new.
No,
This is my first time here.
okay, most of the applications are free. Many of the courses, if you go to the website, I've already stopped sharing my screen, but if you go to the website, most of the courses are free. The MBA is not free, but most of the courses, okay, maybe I'll share my screen for you again. Most of our courses are free. So if you see the website here, let's see where maybe I can you can see everything here. Full scholarship provided. This is free. Number 2, full scholarship provided. This is free. Number 3, you can learn for free, but if you want the certificate is not free. Number 4, Masters of Business Admin, not free, but very affordable. Number 5, free. Number 6, free, but only for our former students. And number 7, not free. So you have the blue is free, certificate in business admin is free, certificate in digital ministry is free, what is love is free, and project management, the green one is free, and project management is free to learn, but not the certificate. We don't give the certificate free. You have to pay like $50 to get the certificate. But even the ones that are paid for, they are not like expensive.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you.
But so applications are open, right?
Yes, they're always open. Yes, go to the website.
Okay.
Just click on the course. You see the applications. Applications are always opened.
Sir, can
Okay,
I
I'll
ask
do
another
it.
question?
Okay, well, we are finished. So since people are going, we are
Yeah,
finished. So go ahead. Yeah.
George is here again. With respect to the MBA, how much I learned there is a partial scholarship, so I wanted to know how much the student is supposed to pay.
The scholarship we give is for students to pay $750 for
So,
the entire MBA. $750.
so the entire MBA, I will pay $750 for it, right?
Exactly.
And how the duration for it?
1 year.
1 year program. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's affordable. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, all. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.